Laura's got a secret, oh what a tale. She spins a wild story, sets sail without a sail. Fake baby bumps, she's got tricks up her sleeve, but the boys see through it, they just can't believe. Oh Laura, 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 what did you do? Play and pretend just to make it through. The boys fight back, they're standing tall. Laura's big surprise is no surprise at all. She points her finger, you're the bad guy now. But truth's got legs and it's taken a bow. Her plans unravel like a thread on a spool. Life's not a game and you're breaking the rules. Lies and lawsuits, so what a show. But justice is coming, it's starting to grow. You can't win hearts with tricks or a fight. The truth shines brighter than a starry night. Oh Laura, Laura, what did you do? Play and pretend just to make it through. The boys fight back, they're standing tall. Laura's big surprise is no surprise at all. So kids, remember, don't twist what's true. Life's much better when you just be you. Laura's learning the hard way it seems. Honesty's the hero in everyone's dreams. Oh Laura, Laura, what did you do? Play and pretend just to make it through. The boys fight back, they're standing tall. Laura's big surprise is no surprise at all.
Hey folks, welcome to the Foster O'Clock. That is the serial pregnancy scammer Laura Owens case.
Wait, you're telling me I didn't have to get pregnant all the times I scammed people into marriage? I've been doing
Yeah.
this all wrong.
Yeah, you can have pretended to have twins forever.
I am doing this daycare, this parenting thing all wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well, Laura Owens, for you who are completely new to this, if there are people who don't know anything about this.
You know, I'm pretty new to it in that I haven't kept up with it. I kind of saw it as a funny story, but I wasn't sure if it was ever going to reach kind of a criminal level. It was kind of, and as a not lawyer, I don't like to go into civil stuff where I feel like I have less grounding than even in the criminal stuff where I have minimal grounding. So
Yeah.
I do always kind of steer clear of those unless they go criminal because I'm like,
Yeah, but here, Laura Owens, after over a decade and 4 known victims and apparently a few unknowns, where she dates or tries to date or have mouth-hugging experiences, and then the man discovers, yeah, she cray, don't want this. And she suddenly becomes pregnant
yeah,
with twins
which is,
every time.
you would think that as kind of established as family courts are, there would be kind of a way that they could establish that a pregnancy is real.
Mm.
Kind of officially. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and we found yesterday we talked this detective T.Boe learned from Clayton Eckert that he was kind of scared that after Laura Owens in one night performed twice on him. I'm never going to tell Miss Viking about this. Performing twice in one night. Jesus, Clayton. Well, he was kind of scared that she may have tried to use the turkey paster thing.
Yeah.
There's so much in a This is so cringe, and so yeah. I mean, you've heard about the. You heard about the story about the blonde who went to. Yeah, you heard about the story about the blonde who went to the sperm bank, and they said, "Aren't you wrong? No, you're not."
It's just completely nutty.
Yeah, and as turnips, she actually took HCG injections.
Well, and that's the thing that is available. So you would have to almost have an establishing ultrasound, which wouldn't generally show anything until 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, and here's the ultrasound within 2, more or less.
Yeah, none of this works that way. Even if, say science isn't a thing and you can in fact get pregnant from mouth hugs. It's still going to be 2 weeks, and even then, if implantation happened in any time those 2 weeks, it's still going to take time for that HCG level to get high enough to find on a home test. So, and tests are much more sensitive now, but it still needs to be at least 25 micro units in a deciliter. So it needs to be at a certain level, and
yeah, and apparently she, in one of these hearings, she had not the hearings in the criminal case, but in the civil case, she also altered from 103 per micro units per milliliter to 194,000.
No. Now, look, this might be the only thing I'm an expertologist on, but typically your beta HGC numbers double each day in early pregnancy. Now, if your numbers are incredibly high, that can mean twins, but it can also just mean that your body's producing a lot of HCG, because they thought a couple of mine were twins, and it just turns out my body's spectacular at being pregnant.
Yes, thank you, JKD. But Nick, you bringing Mo on was a great idea. She's clearly a babyologist. Yeah.
I know certain things about some things in pregnancy. I know some stuff.
Yeah, but well, we are now well after the interview with Clayton Eckert with way too many cringe details yesterday. That almost made me blush, and I'm old as fuck. I don't blush easily, but it's the way they are talking about it so clinically, and it just becomes wrong. It's like I don't like this hustler story. It's
yeah, it's weird. It's like reading Hustler to your grandma. It's the same reason I couldn't understand why a bunch of women went to a theater to watch 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, that just seems like an icky experience all around.
Yeah. 50 Shades of Grey. If the guy was living in a trailer, that would be a kidnapping story.
I don't know. Is he still hot? Because I think we could get, you know, us women, like there's a hot guy in a mugshot. Hell, Wade Wilson is still getting women who want to have his baby.
Yeah, for some odd reason. Yeah, that's it.
Do better, women.
Retsium, good. She claimed twins because until recently you couldn't prove paternity before birth with twins.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the details of that. Well, I can't say it politically. I can't say men can't get pregnant, but some people get fired for that statement.
I'm willing for all men to get pregnant. Look,
Oh
y'all,
yeah.
I've done my part for
Mm.
America and Elon Musk's repopulation, program. I
Mm.
am willing for you men to take this final leg of the journey.
Mm. Yeah. Well, we went through that cringe story yesterday, and it was very, very amusing. Now it is time for Detective T.Boe to supplemental report form. T.Boe, defendant Laura Owens, and yeah, I'm just going to start here as Detective T.Boe. During the course
Okay.
of this investigation, I reviewed the FTR recordings of the following hearings, which took place at the Northeast Court Complex in Phoenix, with the following observations. The injunction against harassment, plaintiff Clayton Eckert, respondent Laura Owens, Judge Cynthia Galketsis. I'm so surprised I can pronounce that name.
Yeah, I was just going to say Judge Cynthia if you asked me to
Yeah.
read it, because I was like, Gallic testes. I was like, which is wrong because the K comes, but that's what I
Yeah.
agreed.
It's, uh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is his observations. Eckert and Owens were sworn and were on their oath. Eckert admits Exhibit 32, an ultrasound image that he received via email from Owens without an ultrasound report. Owens refused to authenticate the image, which she later did in a later proceeding with Judge Mata.
Yeah, and I will say this is kind of normal things. If you have been pregnant or someone you know is pregnant, it's very likely that they're in a mom group.
Mm.
Mom groups have things about, if you want to post your ultrasound, make sure that your name is cropped out, make sure, because there is a lot of personal information, but it's also well known that there are people in those groups who will take copies of ultrasound pictures for nefarious things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Miss Owens took her sister's ultrasound, removed sister's first name, so it only said Owens, and presented it as her and sent it to Clayton. Look how pregnant I am. And that's not the worst she done. One of the
Didn't she have the
ultrasound.
Fiverr on there?
Yeah. She also ordered an ultrasound via Fiverr, and she never paid the guy at Fiverr to remove the watermark. I mean, it's so stupid. It's so incredibly stupid. Oh. Let's see. Owens refused to authenticate the image. Eckert feels that the ultrasound is altered, also known as photoshopped. In the response to Judge Gyalketsis' question regarding the relationship, Eckert states that they engaged in oral sex one time, twice. One time they did it twice. Eckert does not believe that it constituted a relationship of any kind, since this was a one-time event.
We are moving into. We're going to need contracts. We're going to need someone like you to sit down at the table on a first date. Okay, I'm willing to do X, Y, and Z. This is my consent word. These are my no's. And we're going to have lawyers involved. This does not constitute a relationship. This does.
Oh. Since this what I mean, this is. He's make a summary of a court hearing. So, yeah. Eckert admits Exhibit 36, a flash drive file which contains an ultrasound video that Owens sent along with the YouTube video Exhibit 34, demonstrating that Owens provided the YouTube video as her ultrasound, which later was found out. No, I don't remember if this one was her sister's, if this one was the one she stole from YouTube. It's hard to tell them all apart because none of them were from the same source.
Well, it seems like the YouTube video was from 6 years ago. So it was posted 6 years ago on YouTube, and that's where which is dumb. Let me explain something to those who have never been pregnant, like Laura Owens. Ultrasound technology changes. The change in the capability of ultrasound from my first child to my sixth child was astronomical. So in that 6 years, there's going to be an enormous amount of clarity. You're going to be able to tell that this was from 6 years ago.
Yeah, and also she claimed she got the ultrasound from Planned Parenthood, but then they found out via Planned Parenthood. We read that yesterday. No, we don't use that technology that is shown here. So yeah, she's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Then Eckert admits Exhibit 18, a screenshot of an email that Owens sent along with the ultrasound video, which Owens claimed was the authentic ultrasound of their children. Remember here how she refused to authenticate the image?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have just kept reading here. Eckert admits Exhibit 34, a YouTube video from over 6 years ago, 6 years before this hearing, which is within the video that Owen sent him. Eckert admits Exhibit 1 through 13 and all of that. These are items that tend to show harassment at the hands of Owens. These include compilations of emails and various phone numbers used by Owens. Yeah, she emailed him more than 500 times and contacted him more than 11 different phone numbers.
It really is upsetting because as a woman, if this were a man doing this to a woman, this would not have taken this long to get to trial.
Oh, no.
This would have been considered escalation, hostility, misogyny, whatever you want to name. Because it's misandry, because it's toward a man, and she's a teeny tiny woman, doesn't mean that his life wasn't shattered, that all of her victims' lives weren't shattered. And it is upsetting to me that female privilege has kept her out of getting consequences for this behavior that is wrong, regardless of who does it.
Yeah. I mean, her pattern of behavior is, remember Jodi Arias? Sarah Boone? She's not that far off from these two people.
She feels entitled to their lives, and she's escalated. This is, if we saw this fact pattern in a man, this would be concerning. We see this fact pattern in a woman, it's also concerning.
Yeah, for the exact same reasons.
Yes.
This person is dangerous and ruins lives.
Yes.
Let's see here. Well, if you want to take this part.
Owen's attorney, Joshua Lopez, cross-examined Eckert. During this process, Eckert confirmed he is a real estate agent and that in May 2023, he and Owens had been intimate, mouth hugs. Eckert also agreed that Owens had claimed since then that she was pregnant. Eckert told Mr. Lopez that he questioned that she was pregnant and he gave her opportunities to prove that she was in fact pregnant. Now, Eckert reported that Owens had refused to allow him to speak with her medical providers. Now, I do think that this is going to be an interesting thing for, because what is the man's right to have access to his preborn child?
Mm.
I do think that that's a legal part that's kind of in the gray zone. Maybe it's not, I'm not in family law, but I do think that's going to be something that is going to be an interesting point going
Yeah,
forward.
something the legislators have to look into. I mean, if somebody claims you're the father or that's my child, what rights are involved here?
Yeah, because I mean, we've kind of gone on this premise that it's woman's body, her right to choose.
Mm.
And, you know, I don't want to go into that kind of because that's a hot button topic, but I do think then if we're, you know, asking men to stand up, what are their rights to their preborn child? I do think that's going to be an interesting thing to try to suss out.
Yeah, and in different countries, the laws are the laws in this area is so vastly different. For in some countries,
Mr. Jingles
the
has a fluffy brother, just as
hello.
irritated to be shown.
Yeah, in some countries you are allowed to demand a DNA test. In most countries, and then you have France, where it's banned to DNA test the child for paternity. Apparently, because they had like 15, 20 years ago, there was a huge influx of these DNA tests that showed, holy crap, not the husband, not the daddy. And so subsequently, they banned DNA testing. If you're married to her, you're the father. She's a whore.
That has
You're
to help
married to her.
matrimonial rates in France. Okay, let's see here. Eckerd agreed that there were back and forth messages early on concerning terminating the pregnancy. Eckerd agreed that he invited Owens to his home to take a pregnancy test. Mr. Lopez and Eckerd discussed back and forth messaging regarding a paternity test, Ravgen. Now, I do believe Ravgen, now paternity tests are new. They do have DNA tests. I had to take one at 10 weeks for my last two kids that are like pre-screeners for genetic disorders, but also because there's DNA from the child floating in the mother's system. So it's not as invasive as it used to be where you had to do an amniocentesis and there was miscarriage risk. Now it's less invasive. So let's see. Eckerd testified he had an appointment for the Ravgen paternity test. However, someone unknown to him canceled the appointment. When the test was finally completed, it was determined there was little to no fetal tissue. There didn't appear to be an outcome either way. On rebuttal, Eckerd testified to that date, Owens had not been able to provide or prove that she was 5 months pregnant with twins. Eckerd maintained that HCG tests can be manipulated, and the sonograms did not have reports with them. Eckerd stated that no doctor has ever stood behind those tests. During this time, it can be seen that Owens is attempting to bring attention to her abdominal area, which appears to indicate that she's pregnant. God,
Yeah,
this
this
woman.
is what. Yeah. Allegedly, one of these things is. Well, I believe it was later on in front of Judge Mara, where she on camera adjusted the belly to the point where it's not supposed to be over there.
No, and that's the thing. She's a teeny tiny woman, and she would have been popping at that point if she did in fact have 2 fetuses that were 5 months old.
And she has produced during that time images of herself with what she claims is a pregnant belly. I'm saying that's pre-fart gas, very, very gassy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most women, especially if it's her first pregnancy to 5 months, let's assume that she was totally telling the truth and she had been pregnant before. Since this would be her first pregnancy to get to that stage, her abdominal muscles are strong enough that she might not be popping until she's in that second trimester.
Mm. Okay, let's see here.
Let's see here. Mr. Lopez took testimony from Owens, asking how she met Eckerd. Owens reported that he was her realtor. Mr. Lopez asked if she'd become intimate with Eckerd at some point. Owens reported that she did. Mr. Lopez asked if Eckerd got her pregnant. Owens said yes, adding that there's no possibility that there's someone else's. Mr. Lopez reminded Owens that she was testifying under oath, like that meant anything to her.
Yeah.
Owens acknowledged that. Owens stated she found out she was pregnant on June 1st. Owens reported that she...
June
June 1st.
June 1st. The altercation, mouth hugging, was May 22nd.
It's not like Maury Povich has not been a thing for damn near 20 years that we don't understand how human effing conception works.
Mm.
Good night.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. She was under oath, because of course she was. Owens acknowledged that and stated she found out she was pregnant on June 1st. Now she advised upon learning of the pregnancy, Eckerd told her the baby should be put up for adoption or one of them could have 100% custody. Owens added that Eckerd also told her that he would move out of the state with the child, and that's why she pressed for a parenting plan. How do you have a parenting plan for a non-existent fetus?
Yeah.
I mean, if she had asked him to adopt her Furby, this would make much more sense legally.
Yeah. And Jackie T.Boe, Lorax, the late great Jeff, she said she miscarried in July. She had this big fake belly bump in October. Because October was just before she found out, because she claimed after October that she had miscarried, but learned that, that would have been week 27. And everything after week 24 in Arizona is not a miscarriage, it's a stillbirth.
Yeah.
Meaning she had to produce all the paperwork, all the things. And by pure magic, I just remembered it was in July.
Interesting. Now, again, it could have been a miscarriage where the fetus is still there, but it's not viable. There have been times where that's happened. But here's the thing. You can't have a rotting, essentially, clump of child in you. You will go septic. You can't just leave it in there until whenever. No, not to mention she would actually have to go through real childbirth twice.
Yeah. And according to herself, I don't know if this will show up later in this. According to herself, she had that miscarriage and even took photos of something that looked lumpy.
What in the Ed Gein arts and crafts? Why? No.
Yeah. That's impressive, considering she was never pregnant. So my thought here is, what did she actually take photos of?
Chicken livers.
Yeah, maybe. Baby bunnies.
Yeah.
Pea-skinned. I don't know.
Owens reported that Eckerd invited her to his home on or about June 17th to talk. She stated that Eckerd already had, she told Eckerd that she would take a pregnancy test. Now, she stated Eckerd already had one. Owens stated she took the test in Eckerd's presence. Owens reported that she peed on the stick right in front of him and it came up positive, and Eckerd threw the stick away.
And
during
according to Eckert, we learned that yesterday. No, she went into the bathroom because she couldn't pee before a public. And at one point, he tried to have a peek, and she screamed at him or something like that. But all of a sudden, she showed up. Now, he didn't think, unless she had something inserted. He didn't believe she brought fake pee with her.
So what you can do, HCG, depending on what she got, so that's the hormone that the tests are looking for. It is injectable. It's used in fertility treatments. So it's not hard if you are on certain medications or can get your hands on certain medication. You can give yourself an injection and you will pop hot on a pregnancy test despite not being pregnant or not being pregnant.
Yeah, we learned that yesterday. She was enrolled in this weight control clinic thingy.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about this weight control clinic because aren't you
She weighs
like
80 pounds.
Yeah, in fact, most weight control places will actually ask or have different places for the intaker to say, this person looks like they're suffering from disordered eating. This is not the place for them.
Yeah. And in the bankruptcy filings she did, we learned that she actually never paid the clinic. So they are,
Oh, of course.
they say she owes them money.
Of course she does. I'll kindly pay you Wednesday for some HCG today.
You got some of that HCG over there?
Not to mention that HCG is the hormone that makes you nauseous, all of the kind of terrible things in early pregnancy. Why anyone who isn't in need of this medically would take it, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Now, during the testimony, Owens reported that she had attempted to schedule paternity testing with Eckert, but he was unresponsive. Owens stated that in August she paid for and scheduled paternity testing and requested Eckert to schedule a time with the lab. Owens testified that Eckert didn't comply, so the test was canceled. She reported it to the family court case and that was filed, or she filed a court case on August 1st.
Yeah, and we learned from Clayton that somebody, a male person, called and canceled that. And my suggestion is, Laura Owens, the only man in her life that she hasn't tried to say she's pregnant with, is her dad. So who called?
Well, but I'm wondering if her dad sounds much older and not as with it all the time. I'm wondering if it was Gringus or Gingus.
I don't know if Yindras was involved at that time.
Yeah. Or maybe it's her next victim.
Yeah,
I can see Laura having one on the rack, so to speak, and a white knight there. He's so mean to me. I'm pregnant and I need help, and this man is abusing me. I can see her finding her white knight.
Okay, let's see here. Owens testified that she took a paternity test earlier in October. Remember, later she claimed she miscarried in July. And the result was there was little to no fetal DNA and that a retest would need to be done. Owens reported that the testing is still ongoing. And they needed a sample that wasn't so diluted. Owens reported that she went today, as in 10/24/23, and gave blood for the third time. Owens testified that she is clearly pregnant and that she would do anything to prove the paternity.
She does realize that paternity tests are blood tests. They don't have like a diluted sample. Now, what they would probably say is that you're too early and there's not enough of the kind of loose DNA from the child to cross over to your system. But they wouldn't say it's dilute. It's not like a pee test.
Yeah. And she has no medical record of ever going to an OBGYN or visiting a family clinic. She has submitted that she scheduled meetings, but she either never showed up or canceled. There are
So
no medical
I
records
would be
whatsoever.
very interested if she were to have to take a medical test, a medical exam, if she weren't found to have either had a hysterectomy or something that prevented her from ever conceiving naturally. Because this kind of seems like a pathology of someone who desperately wants that sort of idea of a pregnancy and family it represents.
Yeah, and one of her first victims, she either faked cancer, ovarian cancer, of which they had to take one ovary away, or she actually had cancer and had to take an ovary away. It hasn't really been concluded which one it is.
Yeah, and it also wouldn't be shocking to me that at her weight, she wouldn't be able to maintain even her cycles, let alone fertility.
Yeah.
Not that we want her to procreate.
Now, she's always been very thin. We can see that on photos. But lately, she has begun starving herself. And yeah, now she really is a stick figure.
Well, I kind of expected that. If someone has disordered eating, it's kind of the one thing, it's really about control. And if all of this is not going her way, she didn't expect this to go to a criminal court. So food and the intake of food is the one thing she can control and also gain sympathy.
Yeah. So I've said this before. I mean, there are way back when she was late teens, early 20s, I believe it is, that she did go somewhere for eating disorder. I would say that I don't buy it. It's a way for her to gain sympathy.
There's probably multi factors. There's a lot of things she gets out of it. She gets control. She gets to be completely self-focused. It's a lot of self-focus, and she is the center of her own universe. Everything revolves around what she's going to eat, what she's not going to eat, and it makes her look sympathetic and frail. And then she also gets that.
Yeah. One of the things that Clayton has said is that he believes that she fakes pregnancies to get this relationship contract. Date me for a week. Date me for 2 weeks in order to actually get pregnant.
Yeah, I feel if she weren't so heinous, I'd feel bad for someone so broken that they can't figure out humaning and relationships enough to figure out that this is never going to work. But she crossed that line from being a victim of her own disordered personality to continuing to do this to multiple people.
Yeah, and it's the same. I mean, it is, as Clayton said, every time is a carbon copy of what she did to previous ones. Now, in Clayton's case, it kind of evolved because he fought back, while others have just leave me alone. I will sign the PTRO and all other things. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, because the
But
way she stalls things out in family court, you keep trying to go for a paternity test. She's like, so I can see not fighting back. I'm glad that Clayton decided to do that and has
yeah,
gotten support, because if he hadn't, she'd probably be moved on to the next person doing this again.
yeah. Clearly pregnant. This was October 21st, before she discovered that, oh, darn it, I must have miscarried in July. Mr. Lopez asked Owens if the case that she is involved in with Eckert is similar to any of the other cases that Eckert brought up in his exhibits. Owens said no, because sure. Mr. Lopez asked if that is an ongoing case. Owens responded by saying that it is. It's been ongoing for 2 years, and that his attorney dropped out of the case. Owens testified that there was never an ultrasound presented in that case, I believe in the Greg Gillespie case. She continued by stating that the pregnancy was proven to him by a nurse practitioner by tons of medical results. Okay.
No. Well, typically a nurse practitioner can diagnose you, but they're under the supervision of a licensed doctor.
Yeah.
So they can't really diagnose. They can, but you're not going to go to, say, my nurse practitioner. They work in conjunction usually with an OBGYN. They won't just see you by themselves typically.
The hearing was stopped at this point and was continued to November 2nd at 11 a.m. The hearing continued at 10:58 in Judge Galketzi's court. Eckert is now represented by attorney Deandra Arena. Attorney Joshua Lopez continues to represent Owens. Owens is present via Microsoft Teams. Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 38. Owens identifies this as a video of a pregnant stomach, which she indicates was taken at the request of Eckert. Owens indicated that this was taken in September. Owens reported that this video was taken to prove that she was pregnant. Months after she later said she had a miscarriage. Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 40. Owens identifies these as text messages that Eckert sent when he found out she was pregnant. Owens reported that the text message proved that she was truthful. Owens testified that she went to Eckert's home and took a pregnancy test in his presence. Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 47. Owens identified this as an email received on September 17th from Eckert, indicated that he was not bothered by her bringing the situation to the media. Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 37. Owens identifies this as a video of Eckert telling his Instagram followers that paternity test was back and he's not the father. Owens contended that the results were not back at the time. This was posted on October 6th. I've never seen that video.
Yeah,
Mr. Lopez,
I don't think...
Yeah, I don't know. Exhibit 44. Owens identifies this as a text message received from Eckert on June 4th. Exhibit 46. Owens identified this as a variety of medical providers that she saw that confirms that she is pregnant. Again, she actually never saw any medical providers. From the day she found out she was pregnant on June 1st through the end of October, the photographs were taken to prove to Eckert that she was in fact pregnant, as he doubted her. Owens testified that Eckert requested these documents to show that she was pregnant and that the pregnancy was viable.
Wait,
Owens
so
testified that she had not
claims-
altered the documents.
She claims that she found out she was pregnant on June the 1st, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so typically with tests on the market now, you can find out week 4 or week 5.
Yeah.
Now, pregnancy math is stupid because they count the 2 weeks that you weren't pregnant of the month into the count.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks after you've had the unprotected smexy times, you can find out that you're pregnant. Now, typically doctors will not see you until you are 6 to 8 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Because 6 to 8 weeks is the earliest that they can see on an ultrasound whether this pregnancy is going to be viable.
Yeah.
But this is, so if she had any documentation before she hit that 6 to 8 week mark, it's utterly ridiculous.
Okay. Mr. Lopez attempts to admit Exhibit 48. Owens identified this as a letter she received from the Arizona Department of Real Estate. Exhibit not admitted. Attempts to admit Exhibit 50. Owens identified this as a Reddit posting by Eckert under a false name.
How is he
This is
gonna? Yeah, you can't lay foundation for that unless you know his sock account can link the IP address and then
Yeah.
conclusively prove that he's the one that did it.
Yeah. This is an image of Owens holding a sonogram that has been edited. This exhibit was not admitted. Miss Arena cross-examines Owens. Miss Arena confirms with Owens that she understands that she was under oath on the previous setting, October 21st, and also today. Owens acknowledges that. Owens denies wishing to change any prior testimony. Miss Arena asked Owens if it's her position that she is pregnant with alleged twins. Owens said this is correct. Owens reviews her list of medications and states that she has been diagnosed with depression and epilepsy. Owens testified that she is 24 weeks along in a pregnancy and that her due date is February 14th.
Okay, she does realize that with epilepsy especially, she would be in a high-risk OB, and those medications would have had to be changed. She would have...
Yeah, twins
If you're going
and
to
epilepsy,
lie.
she would have been under constant surveillance by a person who is trained to handle these complex, dangerous pregnancies, which she never
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah, it would... Like Chandler Halderson, you think you just, if you're gonna lie, if you're gonna put this much effort into it, you would read like a book. Like they even have one, What to Expect When You're Expecting, and it has pictures and everything.
Yeah. But no, and I believe this is because nobody has pushed Laura this far. She doesn't know because she's never been pregnant, so she makes shit up, alters videos and photos and sonograms, because now they will believe me and it will all go away. And it doesn't go away. Okay, but now I'll do this and everything will go away, and it won't go away. Oh. Now where were we? Owens testified blah blah blah. Owens testified that there is no chance that her alleged twins are anyone else's other than Eckert's. After an exchange between Owens and Miss Arena, Owens reported that she provided 3 samples to the lab. However, only 2 had been tested. Yeah, those other the one test came back with little to no fetal tissue. All other tests, well, 1 got lost in the mail and 2 never. Yeah, it's they let's just say they never surfaced.
Huh.
Yeah. Miss Arena refers to Exhibit 46 and states that this is a screenshot of an upcoming appointment with Dr. McCool for July 24th, 2023. Miss Arena contends that anyone can go online and make an appointment with Dr. McCool. Owens denied this, indicating that a referral is required and she had to send records first. Never did. Never did. She made an appointment and then either canceled or didn't show up.
Yeah. Now, since this is now in the criminal realm, can he or the state now request her medical records? Because I know that there are extra protections on medical records, so I'm guessing they would be hard for Clayton to have gotten.
Yeah.
But now that it's criminal, I just want to know what her diagnosis is.
When Greg Gillespie, now when Mr. Eckert finally hired Mr. Woodnick, they actually got that from the court.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And she fought it every step of the way. Well, when she didn't claim that, I can't go to this deposition of Mr. Woodnick because Mr. Woodnick and Mr. Eckert are planning to rape me. Yeah.
At the deposition with a court reporter there? I mean, just seems like a weird thing to plan, but I mean, we do have a trial where apparently there was planning of that kind of sort by two suspects.
Yeah.
Stop eating paint chips, people.
Yeah. Miss Arena told Owens that this was not the first time that she has alleged that she has been pregnant with twins in the past 2 years. Owens stated this is not correct. Miss Arena brought attention to the civil matter involving Mr. Greg Gillespie. Miss Arena brought up the fact that there are uncanny similarities. Miss Arena now alleges that Owens had committed perjury when she stated that there is not another similar case. Miss Arena admits Exhibit 55. This is identified as an email exchange between her and Eckert, dated May 25th. In the email, Eckert tells Owens that he is debating filing a police report and asks her to leave him alone. Admits Exhibit 56. This is identified as an email between Owens and Eckert dated June 28th. Owens tells Eckert that he has control over the pregnancy if he agrees to date her exclusively and if they care for each other. Miss Arena confronted Owens that this is the exact same statement that she made to Gillespie in July of 2021. Yeah, the control of the pregnancy is that if you agree to date me, I will terminate. But if you don't agree to date me, I will carry the children to...
What kind of sick... It's however you feel about that particular issue, it shouldn't be something that's glib or, a bargaining tool. Like, however you feel about that, that's just gross.
Oh yeah. Hi, Swan Lake Lady. Wasn't she also doing her equestrian stuff while pregnant? Yeah. She never did stop doing the horse jumping stuff. While claiming epilepsy and pregnant with twins, she went off horse jumping competition.
Yeah, that just like every woman, you're pregnant with twins and you're like, I want to learn dressage. Horse pony dancing, because why not?
Yeah. The horse doing the crip walk.
Hey, those horses are coordinated. I couldn't walk like that.
Yeah,
I can barely walk myself.
I if I tried to do what those horses do, I would trip, follow. I would wear a clown costume because that would be more appropriate.
All right,
All right.
let's see.
Miss
Miss
Arena.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Miss Arena asked if it was true that she alleged she was pregnant with twins with Gillespie in June of 2021. Owen said no, this was an email that he doctored in 2021. Everyone uses Adobe. Owens testified she never said she was pregnant with twins. The order against harassment was issued after closing arguments.
Okay, and here is the order of protection with the plaintiff Laura Owens and the respondent Clayton Eckert. Yeah, so after this, what's it called? Injunction against harassment, when the plaintiff was Clayton and the respondent was Laura, she files an order of protection against Clayton Eckert. Can you spell retaliation?
Yeah.
I can't. But yeah.
Order of protection, plaintiff Laura Owens, respondent Clayton Eckert, Judge John Dooley, numbers October 25th, 2023. Laura Owens is represented by Joshua Lopez. Clayton Eckert represents himself. Judge Dooley places both Eckert and Owens under oath. Owens begins by outlining the relationship between herself and Eckert. She stated that he was her realtor to begin with, then they were intimate one night in May 2023. Owens testified they had a sexual relationship at his home. Owens alleged she learned she was pregnant on June 1st, 2023. Sure. Owens felt Eckert would not believe this, so she went to Banner Urgent Care and had pregnancy confirmed there. Eckert was then advised. Owen testified there was no one else that the unborn children could belong to. Owens testified she had not been intimate with anyone since March of 2022.
And we know that is false because allegedly there was a person whose name showed up. Yeah, they were intimate. Then Laura cried rape.
This woman is a menace.
Yeah.
Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 1 identified by Owens as text messages to her from Eckert indicating his disdain for her and that she was lying about being pregnant. Those thoughts are echoed by nearly everyone now, Laura. You really have taken this worldwide. Congratulations. Mr. Lopez asked Owens if she had taken steps to prove to Eckert that she was pregnant. Owens stated she took tests in Eckert's presence and she peed on a stick in front of him. Owens reported that she had also asked Eckert and his family if they wanted to accompany her to her first ultrasound. Okay, Nick, let's just imagine that Clayton and his family shows up to one of those ultrasound places. What was she going to do? Like sock puppets? Was she going to knock out the ultrasound tech and put in a DVR?
I mean, there are people out there who are very skillful with shadow. I don't think she can do that.
I mean,
by
she'd be making a whole lot more
belly
money.
Yeah, I don't think she can do that by scratching her belly button from the inside.
No. So that would have been a fun I would have gone to that ultrasound.
Yeah.
Owens also suggested a paternity or a
Welcome
prenatal.
to America's Got Talents.
Oh my God, with the shadow puppets and Simon Cowell behind there. You guys, I have finally figured out how I'm going to get Howie Mandel to hysterically run off the stage. He's a germaphobe. I think a shadow puppet, fake pregnancy. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Eckert did not show up for the paternity test. Owens testified that she did provide Eckert with a video to show she was pregnant. Because that's how everyone shows they're pregnant, with a video. Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 11 identified by Owens as an image of herself showing that she was pregnant holding a sonogram. This was alleged to have been posted on Reddit. Owens testified that Eckert was the only one who would have been able to post that. Owens' face is not shown. Mr. Lopez admitted Exhibit 16, identified as Owens, as a video with Eckert reporting online that the DNA test came back and there was little to no fetal DNA present, and that this puts the case to rest. That accusation is false.
Mr. Lopez admits Exhibit 16, identified by Owens as an audio recording of a telephone conversation with the DNA lab, indicating that the testing was not completed as of the date. The laboratory personnel stated they needed another sample from her. I'm not entirely sure what was going on there.
Well, I mean, if she had, for the sake of argument, taken an HCG trigger shot prior to going there, and she, did show that she had HGC in there, there might have been an indication chemically that she was pregnant, and they told her to come back in a couple of weeks. Because I doubt you could inject yourself with as much as you would need to sustain a dual twin pregnancy at 27 or 24 weeks.
Yeah. Owens discussed harassment that she is suffering and that people are saying she's crazy and has done this before. Owens testified that she has never had a paternity case against anybody. This is the fourth guy you do it to, yeah. However, she does have orders against protection against 2 men that she got pregnant by. Mr. Owens asked Owens if she is pregnant. Owens stated that she is. Mr. Lopez asked Owens to stand up for the court. Wasn't she on Zoom here? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Also, sure. Again, showing your belly, that could be a food baby, that could be you constipated.
Yeah, pre-fought.
Yeah.
And folks, if you go on Amazon and type in fake pregnant belly, they're not expensive.
No, they're not.
That's kind of really, really scary.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was actually looking at, before I found my costume one, actually getting one for the trial. But yeah, it's not that hard to find these things. She is weird as all get out.
Eckert asked, sadly, he's representing himself here. Now, he doesn't do a bad job, but he would have been better off with an attorney. At this time, I mean, Eckert believes as long as I go in front of the judge and tell the truth, things will work out. Yeah. Eckert asked Owens if she sent him an ultrasound video via email. Owens said yes. Eckert asked if she also sent him an ultrasound photo via email. Owens said yes. Eckert asked Owens if she had an ultrasound report that goes along with the ultrasound image that a lawyer showed him. Owens said yes. Eckert asked why she had not presented that as evidence. Owens said she offered him a HIPAA release to get her health information. However, he didn't get back with her. When questioned about the stipulation to date him exclusively regarding the paternity test, Owens said that this was for the early test. She would have waited until the children were born and had the test done. Eckert asked Owens if she would agree that only oral sex occurred the night they were intimate. Owens said she would not agree. Eckert asked if they had intercourse that night. Owens said yes. Yeah, she kind of changed. She changed that story from volunteer smexy time to indicate over the time frame of this case, it went from mouth hug, intercourse, involuntary intercourse.
To which I question, why do you want to have a relationship with your involuntary person?
Yeah. Eckert testified that the fetal DNA test all showed little or no fetal DNA present, and that Owens have never been able to prove that she was pregnant with his twins. He has requested it and has not received any. Owens has not allowed him to speak with any of the doctors that have administered the ultrasound because they don't exist. As it turns out, none of them did. All the ultrasound she produced was either altered or stolen.
Yeah.
Or bought.
Yeah, this does raise questions on moving forward. She can't be the only person that's done this, the only woman that's tried to do this. It will be interesting to see, as this case gets more national attention, if more thought is given to paternity fraud and ways to combat it at the family court level. Because, I mean, I'm guessing that this is a rare case, but not so rare that it doesn't happen in localities around.
I just Googled fake positive pregnancy tests. Oh, yeah. Positive pregnancy test prank. Practical. Yeah. I don't find this funny.
Yeah, I will. And that's what I mean, that I don't know that the statutes and the laws have caught up with these new kind of things.
Oh, hold on, I have to go find it. Where were we?
I-
No, that's Mr. Ginger Ass.
Yeah, I think it was. I think we're right there, because it said little
Yeah.
to no.
Yeah, fetal DNA, blah, blah, blah. Eckert testified that Owens attacked him as a public figure. Eckert said that he has a following online from a reality show on public television. Eckert stated that Owens opened the family court case against him and then leaked that to the Sun anonymously. When questioned, Eckert reported that he has evidence that Owens threatened to go public. Eckert admits 34 and 35, threats to post information regarding a pregnancy and due date. 53, this is 2 screen recordings. One is an ultrasound video that Owen sent to him and that she admitted sending him earlier in the hearing. The second is a YouTube video from 6 years ago that contains the same video that Owens sent him. Later disallowed.
Yeah, I wonder why it was
by the
later
judge. The judge disallowed that piece of evidence.
I wonder why. I mean, maybe he didn't lay foundation correctly as to this came from YouTube.
Eckert plays Exhibit 53 and explains that the video is meant to show that the videos are the same. Eckert reported that he was tipped off to this video from his followers. After objections and discussion, Judge Doody disallowed Exhibit 53. So yeah, it might have been, well, where did you get it from? And stuff like that. But you could play it from YouTube with the date right there. And he still disallowed it.
Would it be considered part hearsay since he was tipped off about it from someone else, from a third party?
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to figure out why you would disallow it if you can prove
yeah.
it.
And this also, Clayton went to court thinking, as long as I show the truth, things will work out. He should have brought a lawyer to this.
Yeah.
Mr. Lopez cross-examined Eckert, asking him if he had sexual relations. Did you have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Owens?
Depends on what the definition of is.
Yeah.
That's when I fell in love with the law. I was like, wait a minute, we're actually questioning the definition of is? I like
Thank
this.
you, Chris. Okay, he could not find the date. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, he didn't lay a proper foundation in the technical sense, so it wasn't admitted.
Thank you, guys, in the chat.
Thank you.
Like I said, this one kind of interests me, but it didn't go to the criminal level. And since...
Again, this is why I like to, with the audience and the viewers and all of you guys. I mean, I follow this case, but I don't do it frequently, so I cannot forget the details. I do believe we on one of my slightly bust Friday shows, we watched a bunch of these hearings because they are on video, which also explains why my memory is a bit hazy.
Could be.
when you are at beer 3 and shot number 5, your memory has some issues. We were just having fun and laughing at her. Yeah. Where were we? Mr. Lopez asked if it was correct that Owen sent him an email indicating that she wanted to go to the press. Eckert said that she did and agreed that he responded by saying he was unbothered by it going public. During closing remark, Eckert stated that he is a public figure and is trying to protect his reputation. Everything that he does is based on his reputation, and he has lost thousands of dollars due to these accusations. Eckert stated that he sells real estate, and he speaks about mental health around the country, and he trains clients online. Eckert said that he has evidence that proves he's losing money due to these claims. Judge Judy had questions regarding Exhibit 11, an image of Owens displaying her pregnancy along with the sonogram image. This image was posted online. Eckert denied posting this image. Owens testified she has not sent him this image to anyone other than Eckert. If I recall correctly, she sent this to Dave Neal to prove him wrong, or she actually herself posted it on Reddit. Well,
Yeah,
it was out there. It was out there.
well, because it seems kind of dual cutting at different things if she's wanting to go public, but then she totally didn't want this picture to get out here.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the same time, Clayton is trying to do this. If I pretend to go along, maybe she will soften up. No, she won't. If I go hard on her, she might step away. No, she won't. Laura Owens will relentlessly do whatever the fuck she wants, because once she gets her sight on you, there's no way for you to get away from it.
Yeah.
Folks, recently, I believe it was around Christmas, New Year's, there was created a blog called Justice for Laura Owens. Either by Gindrass or herself. Thank you, Chris. It was in a Dropbox.
Oh.
And she published that Dropbox. Thank you.
Yeah. Because it does seem like she's working at two different angles if she's like, I'm going to the public and don't show anyone my photos.
Yeah. Eckert denied posting this image. Owens testified. Yeah. The judge considered the testimony and evidence and issued the order of protection. Yeah. So Laura got the order of protection against Clayton.
Well, that makes me curious. What is the standard for an order of protection? Is it lower, like, in civil cases, it's 51% more likely versus 50? Is there a lower kind of, standard of evidence to give out a protective order?
I hope it was clear and convincing, but it might be a preponderance of the evidence. And Jen the Couch Fairy says, Judge Judyhead couldn't understand. I think Clayton wasn't prepared for everything Laura Owens would through at home, openly lying in court. Yeah. He went to court with this notion that many has going to court, the truth will prevail. Not against habitual liars.
Yeah.
He simply wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah, and I think if you haven't been in the legal system, you think all I have to do is bring in my evidence and the truth, and there's an art to it, there's things you have to do, and this is why you need a lawyer.
Yeah. All right. Next, he checked, was the family court evidentiary hearing. Plaintiff Laura Owens, respondent Clayton Eckert, Judge Julie Ann Mada. Judge Mada is the one who eventually unravels everything. Well, Attorney Woodnick. Well, this is when Greg. I don't know if he had Mr. Woodnick in the beginning. I don't remember.
Now, is there a reason we know why David Gindrass is instead of David Lopez?
So now by the way, we are all the way up to 06/10/2024. Laura Owens has by this time gone through 7 or 8 attorneys before. Enter state right David S. Gindrass, who has been her on and off attorney since. Did you know that David S. Gindrass is still postponing things regarding his second DUI that he got about 5 to 10 minutes from Laura Owens' home at, what was it, 2 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, because those attorney-client meetings can be rowdy.
Yeah. He's lucky she didn't become pregnant again. Laura Owens is represented by David Ginderas. Now, I'm sorry, Mr. Ginderas. It's my accent. Your name is so hard for me to pronounce. It's not intentional at all. Clayton Eckert is represented by Greg Woodnick and Deandra Arena. Judge Mara placed all parties under oath. Mr. Ginderas, not Attorney Ginderas. I think that is so funny. But this is the Detective T.Boe. Yeah. Mr. Ginderas. Yeah.
He's more a lawyer in the sense that Troy McClure is whatever he's pretending to be in his educational videos.
Ooh, they do have but they have had court dates against David Ginderas for, what is it, 8-10 months now?
You would think drunk driving is something you would want to not postpone.
Yeah, but since it is second, and he also has this issue with the Arizona State Bar. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ginderas against the State Bar. That's a story of its own.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Open, but yeah, open. Oh, would you want to say? Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Ginderas opened by stating this is simply a paternity hearing and that it's moot because Owens is no longer pregnant. Well, thank you for grasping the situation. There are no other issues at hand and the petition should be dismissed. Mr. Woodnick countered by stating that the court not only has the establishment of paternity matter, but also there was fraud perpetrated on the court in multiple proceedings, and that attorneys' fees and sanctions can be ordered in this case. Owens took the stand and Owens testified she connected with Eckert online on May 17th, 2023. Owens reported that she was intimate with Eckert on the 20th.
Okay, so it was the 20th, not the 22nd. Okay.
Owens stated she tested positive for pregnancy on the evening of May 31st. The following day, June 1st, Owens went to Banner Health and took a test there. Owens identified a document labeled Exhibit 2 as results from Banner, which was positive. After learning of the pregnancy, Owens advised Eckert. She went to see Eckert at his home on June 17th to talk about it. Owens testified that Eckert wanted her to take a pregnancy test while she was there, and she took a test in his presence. Owens testified that Eckert actually watched her pee on the stick, and the results were positive. I have never been more horrified about the whole pee stick, and I've done it 6 times, but never has it been so ridiculous.
Oh.
Let's see. Mr. Ginderas admitted Exhibit A2, which was an email sent to Owens by Eckert on June 21st, stating the chances of her being pregnant are low considering she only performed oral sex on him. He also wrote that they rubbed up against one another and this may have allowed a sperm to make its way inside her. However, this is a low probability. This poor man, look, over the clothes, under the blouse, there's a lot.
Yeah. This hustler story is bad.
Yeah. Owens testified that she had verbal conversations, texts, and emails where Eckert told her that he thought she was pregnant. Owens reported that she took an additional test after June 21st email, and she had a sonogram done in California at Planned Parenthood. When asked to explain why Planned Parenthood couldn't verify that she was seen there, Owens said she had used a false name. She went under Carmen Sandiego? As you do. You go to a different state under a different name to go to Planned Parenthood.
Mm.
Owens indicates that she had not presented that
That
sonogram as evident.
is any court proceedings anywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Mr. Gingras said she obviously presented it in this case and asked if she changed the name on top of the sonogram. Now, Owens stated that she changed the location. She stated she did this because Eckert was being threatening towards her and she didn't want him to know where she had gone or track down her providers. Owens stated that she had the sonogram at the end of June. Sure. Mr. Gingras asked if something happened around July 23rd in terms of passing some tissue or anything like that, quote unquote. Now, Owens said she wasn't having any symptoms, but she did pass tissue that appeared potentially to have been a miscarriage. When asked if she had gone to any medical care after the tissue passed, Owens stated that she texted a hotline for pregnancy and miscarriage questions, and that she had an appointment with a telemedicine. Where do you position the camera for your at-home pelvic exam? Because I have a feeling that this is going to be weird to do over Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, we just watched the tit cam over at the Valde trial, but well, Laura.
Now, Owens said she was told to monitor herself and that she didn't need to worry that it was a miscarriage unless she had more symptoms. She testified she took an additional pregnancy test on July 27th and August 1st prior to filing this case.
Yeah, oh, by the way, she didn't file this case additional pregnancy test on July 27th, August 1st, prior to filing this case. Remember in the other hearings, October, November, when she stated under oath that she was 100% pregnant. But here,
Nicholas, I think we're forgetting she had twins, so maybe she could have miscarried one and still had the other.
One of these things are not like the other.
Gingras referred to Owen's deposition, that's a bold strategy, and asked if it was true that she stated that Eckert had intercourse with her. Owen said yes. Owen testified that she told him that night that she did not want to have smexy times, but Eckert did not honor that request.
Yeah, here, first time in court with David S. Gingras alleging rape.
Yeah. No. Mr. Gingras asked Owens if she did anything in the way of DNA testing to verify that Eckert was the father. Owens said yes, she had paid for a test at RapGen in August. Owens reported that Eckert did not schedule his part of the test. Owens eventually completed the testing. The result was inconclusive, little to no fetal DNA. The test was on September 28th, and the results came back shortly thereafter. Now, I want you guys to understand that DNA has gotten to the point where we've seen this in criminal trials. They can do short tandem repeat. They can amplify very small samples of DNA. When they say little to no fetal DNA, they legitimately mean that they tried and there was nothing there.
Really, a Catman suggests maybe she took a plumbing scope and used it to check the other plumbing. Yeah.
Owens reportedly, she then took another pregnancy test on October 16th at Any Lab Test Now. This was a blood test, and the results indicated that she was pregnant. Owen testified.
Yeah, remember July 23rd, miscarriage?
Yes.
October 16th, pregnant. And no longer pregnant on November 15th. Yeah, so I believe that was around when somebody told her, you know what? If you're pregnant on October 16th, but not on November 15th, that would put you at after 24 weeks. That would make it a stillbirth. And you have to provide all the documentation. And all of a sudden, she recalls, oh, yeah, I passed some tissue on July 23rd.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
No, none of this is at all right.
This was at a facility called Mom Doc.
Was it owned by a Somalian? I mean, I feel like this was... I know that's probably... But still, this feels like a midwife who's never seen a baby. It feels like the Leering Center, birthing center.
Yeah. Well, after Mr. Woodnick entered the case and she was humiliated in prior proceedings, all of a sudden no longer pregnant. I'm dismissing the case. And Clayton went, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Eckert at that time had over $100,000 in lawyer's fees to fight this bitch. He's not going anywhere. Owens reported that she did not file anything further in this case after this test. Owens filed for mediation, stating that she wanted to go over the test result and to dismiss the case. Mr. Gingeras redirected to proof of pregnancy and asked Owens if she took a photo of a test that she took on May 31st. Owens said yes, and that she took the photos deferred as day 11. She sent that photo to Eckert. Mr. Gingeras then referred to photo day 21, which also shows a positive result.
It would be interesting to see her test from June 1st, day 11 and day 21, because the test will get darker. So I would wonder if she even knew enough to have the test from day 11 be lighter than the test from day 21.
Which also shows a positive result. Owens agreed that this is the test that Eckert gave her. Eckert photographed the test and sent it to her. Mr. Gingeras admits Exhibit A1. This is a document showing the results of the pregnancy test from Banner on June 1st. Also in these exhibits are day 11 and the day 21 images. Owens testified she did nothing to tamper with any of the results of these 3 tests. She also testified that she did not use any drugs, hormones, or substances to alter the outcome of the tests. Owens testified she didn't use anyone else's urine to change the outcome. Yeah, this is around at this time, Mr. Woodnick knows about her meeting with the AHCG thing.
Yeah.
She lied? Well...
You stupid woman!
It's so strange. Legitimately, if she had put any effort into making herself a better human with all the effort that she's gone to try to get boyfriends to date her by contract, she might have actually done something pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, all of this is impressive in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Mr. Gingeras referred to Eckert's deposition and stated that he testified that he wanted to make sure that she didn't bring anything into the bathroom, but she couldn't pee in front of him because she said she had stage fright. So he closed the door so she could pee. Owens testified that he's correct. She had stage fright, but she did pee in front of him. Owens said that Eckert insisted that she do that. So he said she said.
Can I say, as a person who's been pregnant 6 times, you're in your first trimester with twins. Like, no stage fright needed. You are peeing like a racehorse every 5 seconds. You blink, you have to pee. So, yeah.
You sneeze and you have to change. I have,
Pretty
folks, I have 4 sisters. I know too much. For the past 25 years, someone has been pregnant, recently given birth. We had entire hours-long discussion on the while eating dinner about pee, poo, tearings, the color of poo.
At least you didn't have to sit through the videos.
No,
That was
yeah,
one thing.
yeah.
Mr. Mo was like, "Do you want me to videotape it?" I was like, No."
Why would I want to see this again?
Yeah, like I'm here. I don't even want to remember this. I still contend they should. I would have more children if they brought back midnight birth or twilight birth. You know, where they kind of knocked you completely out. Like that's the labor and pain management I wanted. Like I go to sleep, I wake up with a kid. I'm cool with that.
Oh. Mr. Gindras referred to Exhibit A2, where Eckert writes that it's important that they do a paternity test because if she's pregnant, there's no question that it's his. Owens indicated that Eckert wanted her to take a paternity test and that if she didn't file this case, that he would. Gindras admits Exhibit A3, a message in a patient portal dated June 28th to Dr. Glynis Zyman at Barrows, where Owens was a part of a domestic violence brain injury program. What?
What? I get the brain injury, but
Yeah.
does she have any conclusive evidence of DV?
No, a brain injury as in epilepsy, I believe.
Well, yeah, but it's in correlation.
Yeah, but this
with
is a
DV.
domestic violence brain injury I have no idea. Mr. Gindras refers to the message to Dr. Zyman that she went to Planned Parenthood in California. She said in the email that they did a scan there, confirmed that she was pregnant, and that they saw a sac there. Mr. Gindras asked Owens if the statement she made to Dr. Zyman was truthful. Owens said yes. Yeah, but this is messages to Dr. Zyman.
Okay, question for those of you guys who know in chat. Have her twin pregnancies always been identical twins, mono, sac?
I don't think she actually conclusively stated that, only that she's always been pregnant with twins.
Well, because she's saying they only saw a sac there, which can happen if you have, identical twins and they use the same placenta, same sac. But it's more common to identical twins are more uncommon than fraternal twins when the body releases 2 eggs and ta-da.
Which is why in some extreme rare cases you can have twins with different dads.
And that's exactly what I called my dating, period. Twins with different dads, the journey. Just kidding. I always hear that I didn't become a slag. I became a total slag. I watch a lot of UK TV. I don't know where that clip's from, but that's what I always hear.
Oh, here's...
Okay. So she was saying fraternal twins. That makes more sense. Just given... This woman's insane.
Yeah.
I love that I'm trying to make logical sense out of something that my brain can't compute this much illogic, so I'm having to order it.
Oh, Mr. Gindras asked Owens to explain why she changed the name on top of the sonogram from Planned Parenthood. Owens said she didn't want Eckert to know where she had gone to get the sonogram because he had been intimidating before. Gindras refers to Eckert's Exhibit 31, which he described as an email from Owens to Eckert, which says, ultrasound video proof, and states, Clayton, here's my 100 billion% real ultrasound video. Which we know is fake now. Mr. Gindras asked Owens if she recognizes that. Owens said it's not an email that she has sent, but she has seen it since. Owens denied sending that email to Eckert. Owens denied ever sending Eckert an email with an ultrasound video attached. Owens said she suspects that Greg Gillespie sent that email to Eckert. Owens stated that Gillespie had hacked her email before and has admitted to hacking other people's email. Owens again denied sending Eckert the email. Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Gingras admits Exhibit A5. This exhibit is described as an email receipt from Ravgen from August 15th's payment. Toward the bottom of the email string is an email from her, Owens, from August 18th, stating that Eckert has refused to take the prenatal paternity test. Owens indicated that the email is accurate and the reason the test didn't happen in mid-August. Mr. Gingras refers to Eckert's Exhibit 9. Owens recognized this as an October 14th email from her to Eckert regarding a sonogram video. Owens writes that it matches a still video that Dave Neal sent her. Owens indicated in the email that this is not her ultrasound. Mr. Gingras asked who Dave Neal is. Owens said he's a content creator. I prefer influencer. Owens indicated that Neal sent her an ultrasound video and asked if it was hers. Owens responded to Neal, telling him that that was not hers. Owens stated she has never had an ultrasound video with Eckert, and she's never sent anyone a sonogram video claiming it showed the pregnancy with Eckert. Also in this email, Owens is stating that he was high that night and might not recall. But he was on top of her on the couch begging her to let him put it in. And she said no. You know, I think I'm asexual now. Poor Mr. Moe. It just
Poor Mr. Moe.
sounds so... It just sounds so creepy and gross. You just never want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Owens indicated in the email she thought it was just her fingers, but he slipped it in briefly. Owens wrote this to Eckert, and it is accurate. Owens stated that this is what happened on the night of May 20th, according to Owens. Eckert did not reply to this email or deny what happened. Mr. Gingras admitted Exhibit A9. Owens described this as the result of a pregnancy test that she took at Any Labs Now on October 16th. Owens agrees that she was still testing positive in mid-October 2023.
And again, she claims she had miscarriage in July. Yeah. If you still have...
That's concerning if you still have retained product months later.
Oh, I don't remember if it was this hearing or a later here in the actual trial. They brought forward expert that said that it could have been one twin absorbing the other syndrome. I don't know how that creates the residue that was ejected. I mean, it's not a fucking vampire.
No, I mean, you can spot while you're pregnant, and it does lead to scares that you might lose the baby. There are times where you could spot married time activities. You do not need to... if you're worried, go to your doctor. But it's as embarrassing to explain to him how it happened as you reading this to me. So I'm just warning you that you will feel embarrassed, but if you are worried, yes, there are times. But at that point, it would be a very tiny but fully formed child. Referring to Exhibit 9A, Owens denied doing anything to tamper with the test, such as taking any drugs or injecting herself with anything. This was a blood test. The blood was taken by a phlebotomist. Owens testified that she filed for mediation 2 days after this test. Owens indicated that she understood that this was probably not going to be a viable pregnancy after she received the results, but still believed she was pregnant. Mr. Gingras admits Exhibit A11. Owens described this as records from MomDoc. On November 14th, 2023, the pregnancy test was found to be negative. How do you get a negative test on a telehealth exam?
I have no idea. And, I mean, she had positive on October, negative in November. I mean, at week 27, you can actually save children.
Yeah, 20, I think they've gotten it down to 22 weeks. It might be even earlier than that, at the point of viability.
Yeah. And you kind of notice if two very small but fully formed human beings get ejected from your nether regions.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who, for those of you who haven't experienced it, labor fucking, you kind of notice it. It's not something you can sleep through generally,
No.
at least not in my experience.
And Mr.
Oh, let's
Ginger
see.
has Exhibit A6. Owens described this as a video of herself showing her pregnant stomach, September 19th. A7, pregnant stomach, October 9th. Again, claiming miscarriage months before. Yeah, you don't really get a larger pregnancy belly after you miscarried.
Well, and let's play this out in the real world. Let's say you assumed you were having a miscarriage and then your belly continued to grow. Wouldn't that concern you? Wouldn't you think, maybe
Yeah.
this is something that I need more than a telehealth appointment? Maybe I should go to urgent care or CVS, you know?
Owens testified that she did feel symptoms of pregnancy between the dates of May 20th and November 14th. So the day of she immediately felt pregnant? The symptoms include the morning sickness, nausea, and tender titties. Owens believed that she weighed 133 pounds when she was seen at Mom Doc on November 14th. Owens stated that she is currently 91 pounds. And she lost weight since then. Owens testified that she was pregnant with Eckert's child Ren, that she believed that she was pregnant by Eckert, and had no reason to think that she wasn't when she filed this case. Deandra Arena cross-examined Owens. Miss Arena reminded Owens that she was under oath and had to testify truthfully. Owens agreed that fabricating or doctoring evidence is dishonest, unreasonable behavior. Miss Arena asked Owens if she testified that she was 100% pregnant on November 2nd during the injunction against harassment hearing. Owens said this is correct. Miss Arena told Owens that she testified that she was 24 weeks pregnant at the time. Owens said this is correct. Miss Arena referred to Exhibit A11 and stated that the appointment at Mom Doc was 12 days after she was cross-examined, November 2nd. Owens said this is correct. Miss Arena asked if it was confirmed that she was not pregnant at that appointment. Owens indicated that was correct. Miss Arena said that this Mom Doc record also shows that she was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome.
No, absolutely not. Now, she would be anathema to polycystic ovarian syndrome because usually one of the main things about it is an imbalance of hormones that leads to metabolic, basically overweight. You have insulin resistance. Your body puts on weight easily. You can develop hormone imbalances, testosterone, beard growth, hair loss. She probably does have hair loss because she's underweight, but she does not have PCOS unless she's very, very outside of the normal nebula of, or kind of constellation of symptoms.
Owens said she has had this since she was 17 years old. Miss Arena reminded Owens that at a previous hearing, she asked her about any physical health diagnosis that she had. Owens did not recall. Miss Arena told Owens that she failed to mention that she had PCOS. Owens did not recall but was willing to take her word for it. Miss Arena told Owens that she also failed to mention that Dr. Chan and Dr. Yi diagnosed her with cancer in 2016 and apparently removed one of her ovaries. Owens denied that this happened. Here's the confusion. Did she have it? Or Dr. Chan and Dr. Yi made up? Where did...
All I'm imagining is Daryl Brooks. Is the ovary that in this complaint present in the room? I would like the ovary to stand up, please. On the record, for the record. God.
Miss Arena told Owens that according to what she self-reported to MomDoc, they listed a miscarriage date of August 12th, 2023 at 8 weeks pregnant. Owens said yes, but she was also never pregnant in 2019, so she doesn't know where that came from. Miss Arenas confronted Owens with the fact that if she miscarried at 8 weeks pregnant, that would not line up with her alleged conception date with Eckert. Owens said she doesn't know and that she never told them that she was 8 weeks pregnant on August 12th. Yeah, math ain't mathing.
Yeah, this isn't like the 1800s where you could say, oh, or before that when you could say, no, actually Zeus came out by while you were out at, the war, and I totally, this is Zeus's kid. This is...
Yeah. 6 months after a shotgun wedding, the bride had a
giant
fully grown, healthy baby.
12-pound, 6-month-old, just...
Yeah.
It's not like we are in the Dark Ages. It's not like we don't know generally. This isn't like human knowledge.
Miss Arena told Owens that on her MomDoc record and during her deposition, she testified that she self-reported that she passed 2 sacs that appeared to have a membrane. Miss Arena referred Owens to Exhibit B49, her deposition record. Miss Arena asked Owens if she recalled sitting for a deposition on March 1st, 2024. Owens, yeah, I recall. Miss Arena admits Exhibit B49, the transcript of Owens' deposition from March 1st, 2024. Miss Arena refers Owens to page 149, lines 18 through 21, where she stated that she started spotting, meaning she was having a light period in August or September 2023. Owens stated that she wasn't having a light period. She didn't end up getting a period until November. Miss Arena directed to page 151, or line 24. She claims that she passed the 2 sacs that appear to have a membrane in September or October. Owens said this is correct. Miss Arena told Owens that in the MomDoc record, she stated that she passed the 2 sacs a few weeks after her alleged ultrasound at Planned Parenthood. Owens said it was a few weeks after. Miss Arena said that there seems to be an inconsistency here. Owens agreed and said she wasn't sure what the date was. Yeah, it's either in her deposition, she passed membrane in September, October. Remember Jindra's question about her passing tissue in July?
Yeah.
She lied?
Was she like the Octomom? Did she just have 8 there and, she rounded down to twins?
Yeah. Fuck. Miss Arena told Owens that she claimed that she had an ultrasound in Southern California at Planned Parenthood. Owens said this is correct. Miss Arena told Owens that during her deposition, she testified that the ultrasound was in Mission Viejo, California, at Planned Parenthood on July 7th, 2023. Owens said that she did say it was there. This is where she was staying at the time. Miss Arena told Owens that while being questioned by her attorney, Mr. Gingerass, she stated that she went to Planned Parenthood under a fake name. Owens indicated this is correct. Miss Arena told Owens that she never told her office that she used a fake name while knowing that they were seeking her records from Planned Parenthood due to the alleged ultrasound that she had there. Owens said, right. Owens said she thought that the entire purpose of going to Planned Parenthood was to remain anonymous, and that was one of her protections. Ms. Arena directed Owens to Exhibit 28 and asked if this is a true and accurate picture of the ultrasound that she claimed that she got at a Planned Parenthood in Southern California in July of 2023. Owens stated that it looks like it. Exhibit 28, the ultrasound image from July of 2023. Ms. Arena pointed out that this image does not say Planned Parenthood, it says SMIL. Owens said this is correct. Ms. Arena told Owens that she admitted in her deposition that she altered the image from Planned Parenthood to say SMIL on the Adobe Acrobat program at her home. Owens said correct. Ms. Arena stated that during the deposition, Owens testified that the date on the ultrasound, July 7th, was correct and had not been edited. Owens said this is correct. Ms. Arena told Owens that she later admitted that she lied about altering the July 7th date. Owens said correct. Ms. Arena told Owens that on April 16th, 2024, she executed an affidavit stating that the actual ultrasound date, which was already doctored, was July 2nd, 2023. Owens said correct. Ms. Arena reviewed that she had changed the date from July 2nd to July 7th and utilized the altered ultrasound to try to convince Eckert, the court, and the media that she was pregnant with Eckert's twins. Owens responded by stating that this was never submitted to the court.
Let's see. Miss Arena asked Owens if she was aware that Planned Parenthood has no record of an ultrasound for her. Owens said yes, for her real name. Again, I thought you could only use your demonic name when they summoned you to hell. So there you go. She's like Rumpelstiltskin like that. We have to figure out a real name and then we can throw holy water on her. Owens agreed that she did not provide Woodnick's office with the name that she used. Owens contended that she did receive an ultrasound from Planned Parenthood. Miss Arena referred to Exhibit 29 and states that this copy of a request from her office to Planned Parenthood and the response regarding Owens' records dated April 26, 2024. Let's see. 2024. Miss Arena admits Exhibit B29, the request and response. I mean, at this point, could the court compel her, say any of this is true, and she legitimately had used a fake name, could the court then compel her to give the defense the fake name?
I would assume so. I would assume that, yeah. Don't know. I think they determined that, yeah, all of this was bullshit, so...
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to think of if this weren't a fake case, if this were a real case and this were someone that said legitimately I did go under a fake name, would that be something that she could reveal to the attorney but still have safety of the name being redacted if this were an actual DV case? Look, I have to make this make sense.
I would assume that the judge could order her to reveal in camera, which means outside the presence of everyone, the fake name, so that the court itself could subpoena the record of that fake name. Okay, and then check all the evidence, and depending on the outcome, decide is this going to be revealed to opposing party or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to put this in the realm of something that is not so inherently dumb because this is hurting my head. So I'm like, if this were a real case with like normal people.
A mispronounced name says something intelligent here. Great to have intelligence in the chat. There's always intelligence in the chat. On screen, the order was for her medical record. Name is irrelevant in that case. Laura had a responsibility to give them the fake names. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. So we've gotten to the request and response. Is this where they're going to say, we have no records of you? Let's see. Miss Arena told Owens that the response from Planned Parenthood reflects that she had scheduled an ultrasound appointment for July 2nd, but failed to attend. Owens said correct. Miss Arena told Owens that the response also states that the ultrasound image that she states was from Planned Parenthood was not from Planned Parenthood because it was not consistent with ultrasound images generated by their practice. Owens said, not by the one in Mission Viejo, correct. Miss Arena and Miss Owens argued this point for a bit, then Miss Arena stated that the request was for all of the Planned Parenthoods in Orange and San Bernardino counties, which I'm guessing Mission Viejo is covered under. Let's see. Owens stated that it didn't cover Los Angeles. Miss Arena asked if she was now saying that she went to a Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles, and Owens said yes. So Miss Arena then asked if she went to a Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles, and she said that she went on July the 2nd. Miss Arena told Owens that in her deposition, she reported that she had passed 2 sacs, possibly a miscarriage, in September or October, and Owens agreed. Miss Arena said she then changed the date and claimed that she had passed the 2 sacs on January 23rd of 2023. And Owens said yes, because what is time?
Yeah.
Miss Arena told Owens that she actually had an appointment scheduled with Mr. McCool, who she reported was her high-risk perinatalogist. No, he would be your OBGYN. Never mind. Neonatologist. She's retarded. I can't read because of the stupid. You're right. For July 24th. Yes, see, I legitimately have proof that I have reproduced because it smart Alex at me. Miss Arena told Owens that she had 4 appointments scheduled with Dr. McCool and she never attended them. Owens said that's correct. Miss Arena confronted Owens, telling her that she did not attend these appointments because she knew it would have resulted in a medical record that stated she was never pregnant. There was sustained objection, sustained. God damn it, Daryl Brooks. Every time I think I'm going to say the word right, it's substained.
Well, when it comes to Laura Owens, stained is, yeah.
Yeah. Miss Arena, the question was not answered. Miss Arena told Owens that during the November 2nd hearing, she denied that the DNA test results came back with little to no fetal DNA. Owens stated that she said it was little to no fetal DNA and that it was inconclusive. Miss Arena told Owens that she also ordered and took a blood test with HCG at any lab test now in October on the 16th in 2023. Owens agreed, and Miss Arena then told Owens that by October 16th, she had reported that she'd been seen by Banner Planned Parenthood by Dr. McCool, Dr. Higley, and Dr. Zeman. She has an entire team for her fake doctor.
Yeah.
Ma'am, they sell those creepy real-life baby dolls, and I know they have legitimate uses in both nursing homes and for grieving parents, but you could have gotten yourself one of them little dolls and just been okay.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh. Owens agreed. Miss Arena said that instead of going to any of those providers for the tests, she went to an entirely new provider. Owen said she just went on her way home from taking the Ravgen test. Miss Arena referred to the HCG test, which initially showed the result of 102. Owen said she thought this meant she was pregnant, but then learned it did not. Miss Arena confronted Owens by telling her that she altered the test twice. Owens reported that she only altered the test once.
Your Honor, I would like to confess I only lied once.
Owen said she did this to send it to Dave Neal to get him to stop creating harassing videos. Owen said she doctored the HCG level to 102,000. When shown Exhibit 17, Owens indicated that she was in error and she actually doctored the test to show 131,902.
I feel like we're on oh gosh, what is it? The Price is Right. And she's like, I'd like to bet $1 HCG. I think everyone's gone over.
Miss Arena told Owens that as of October 17th, she had reason to believe that she was not pregnant. Owens said after doing some research, yes. Miss Arena said that she then proceeded to lie under oath on the hearings on October 24th, October 25th, and November 2nd. Owens said that's not correct. Miss Arena told Owens that instead of telling the truth, she tampered with the HCG test to increase the level, and she offered that as support for her pregnancy. Owens said that was to a content creator, not to the court.
Yeah, you can lie to us content creators. There's not a law against that yet. It's a
Miss
joke,
Arena
guys.
told Owens that she also testified on November 2nd that her OB/GYN were Dr. McCool and Dr. Higley. Owens said this is correct, and also that her main perinat blah 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 was Dr. McCool. Miss Arena told Owens that she last told the court that she had seen Dr. Higley last Friday, October 27th, 2023. Owens said, right. Miss Arena said she lied to the court when she made those statements. Owens said she had an appointment scheduled that she did not attend. Yeah, but you said you saw him. That's different from not attending.
Potato. What?
Miss Arena told Owens that by being seen by a doctor is different than having an appointment scheduled. Owens agreed. Yeah. Miss Arena told Owens that she was dishonest when she said she was seen by Dr. Higley on the Friday before the November 2nd hearing. Owens said, correct. It's a very minor thing. Miss Arena told Owens that she has never been seen by Dr. Higley or Dr. McCool for any medical appointments. Owens said, this is correct. Owens also agreed that records from Dr. McCool's office show that she has made 4 appointments that she never attended. And look up here, Owens testified on November 2nd that her OB/GYNs were Dr. McCool and Dr. Higley. They can't be your OB/GYNs if you never saw them.
Yeah, no. Just none of this makes sense.
Yeah, Mo, you need to see those. You need to watch that.
It's on my
exchange.
list
Yeah.
because I've got this one coming up. I know there's the Corey Richins.
Yeah.
This last year kicked my butt so thoroughly that I know
Yeah.
we've got a bunch of these coming up that I have. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Who's the what?
Oh.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but because I know didn't Laura Owens' lawyer, David Gingras, write a really scathing and stupid thing to the judge saying she'd gotten this wrong and she was trying to impress her dad?
Yeah, he tried to have her removed from the case and stuff like that. And he wrote in this filing the sarcastic quote, "Hey, look at me, Dad. I'm a real judge now, tee-hee."
You know what? I would go ahead and plead guilty to that DUI and say I was drunk. I had all the Jack Daniels. Like, lose the battle, win the war, sir. Plead guilty or no contest and say you are just a functional alcoholic at this point. I'm not
Yeah,
your
but-
lawyer, but that would be my advice.
Yeah. And something you need to see in that trial is when they discovered that Gingras was trying to do the baseball signage to Laura on the stand until lawyer stood in front, in between them, just positioned in between, and Laura had a breakdown on the stand. Look at me, Daddy. I'm a real judge now. Tee. That in his motion, written down, and it was, oh, you're going to have a bad day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow. Okay, 10-minute break. Miss Arena told Owens that on the November 2nd hearing that she had a due date on February 14th, 2024. Owens said this is correct. Miss Arena told Owens that she doesn't have any medical record to support that date. Owens said she does have a record from Banner Health. Miss Arena told Owens that the record that she provided from Banner don't indicate a due date. Owens said it was told to her in conversation.
Because charting isn't a thing that medical practitioners tend to do. They're not, like saddled with great, like terrible amounts of liability insurance and medical malpractice. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Owens agreed that the medical records from Banner that had been admitted don't have a due date on them. Miss Arena told Owens that she had been involved in court cases since at least 2016. Owens said no. Miss Arena referred to Exhibit 17 and said there are 3 different types of highlighting. Owens agreed. Miss Arena told Owens that she highlighted this on the same Adobe Acrobat program that she used to alter the other records. Owens said the doctor highlighted the point of care test result, and she highlighted first trimester pregnancy and a counter for pregnancy test on her iPhone.
Let's see. Miss Arena referred to the HCG test, and she stated that she took the test before she missed her period. Owens stated she doesn't get a regular period. Miss Arena told Owens that she alleged she had become pregnant by 4 different men. Owens agreed. Miss Arena said that all 4 of those men told her in one way or another that they believed that she had fabricated those pregnancies. Owens said that this was that the first was not so specific about that. So only 3 of the 4 men that she's, faked a pregnancy on have been, specific about that being fabricated.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Miss Arena mentioned that 3 of them were at the hearing.
Yep. Everybody showed up.
You're all not the father.
Yeah. And this was, at that time, Greg Gillespie was still under the Do Not Disturb, TRO, what do you call it? The PTRO or whatever it's called. Do Not Come Close. But he was subpoenaed there. So he had a legal obligation. He was subpoenaed. He could go there. David Gindras tried to get him arrested. And one of the latest filings in California, which was then dismissed because Laura Owens never showed up.
Yeah, wasn't she? She was too painful to even do a Zoom meeting, but then she was also riding horses.
Yeah, she couldn't attend, and it was rescheduled to a couple of weeks later. And then within 3 or 4 days, she was seen on a horse jumping competition. She was more or less bleeding out of every surface imaginable. She was so sick.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dumbass, but isn't she also filing for bankruptcy? And horses are expensive. Like, to play with horses, to do any riding sport, those outfits aren't inexpensive.
Yeah, but she claims in that bankruptcy, and I went through those in separate videos and streams. She claims to have had no income the past 2 years, and nothing and everything. But also, they keep telling her to file the correct paperwork, and she doesn't. Yeah. Let's see here. Owens, blah, blah, blah. Miss Arena told Owens she was never pregnant by Clayton Eckert. Owens said this is absolutely incorrect. Mr. Gindress began redirect. Mr. Gindress referred to Exhibit 830, a timeline. Owens indicated that this accurately represents her version of the chain of events. Mr. Gindress admits Exhibit 30, the timeline of events. Mr. Gindress asked Owens regarding Banner if she authorized Mr. Woodnick or his firm to get records from Banner. Owens said yes, and confirmed that Mr. Woodnick received records from Banner. Owens also testified that she believed the 102 ACG reading meant she was pregnant. Mr. Gindress called Dr. Michael Medchill to the stand as an expert in
Obstetrics.
Doctor
in
in
gynecology.
Yeah, doctor of female downer regions. Dr. Medchill testified that almost half of all pregnancies end in a miscarriage. Mr. Gindress refers to Exhibit 812 in his written report. In preparation, Dr. Medchill reviewed medical reports that are listed in his report. Dr. Medchill had a question regarding medications. Dr. Medchill obtained the medication records from Barrow Neurologic Institute. Dr. Medchill testified that there was over a 99% probability that Owens was pregnant in 2023. Dr. Medchill cited that he only considered provable facts. First, there was intimacy of some type. Secondly, she had a positive pregnancy test at Banner. Third, she had a result of little or no fetal DNA on the test in September. This test tells him that the pregnancy had failed by the end of September, even though she had a positive pregnancy test. Fourth, she still had a positive blood HCG test of 102 on the October 16th. Finally, the bleeding in November, joined with a negative blood test at MomDoc, indicates that the pregnancy was finally completed. Well, that's one way of saying it. Dr. Medchill indicated that pregnancy was possible when genitalia are rubbed together. The fact that Eckert denied there was sexual intercourse has nothing to do with the pregnancy. Dr. Medchill's opinion was that there was no way of knowing when the pregnancy was no longer viable, but the pregnancy ended in November when the test was found to be negative. But before the break, they indicate that it was done in July. I don't think they told him that they planned to change the date of the miscarriage. You need to see this hearing because it is so insanely stupid.
I am going to need an emotional adult support beverage. Oh my good night, nurse. This is, I can't believe it's 2024 and we're having to have a doctor explain how babies are made.
Mr. Gindress asked Dr. Medchill if he feels that he has relied on a tampered with data set informing his opinion. Dr. Medchill says, absolutely not. All he used to make his decision was the fact that there was some type of intimacy and laboratory tests. Dr. Medchill could not conclude that Eckert was the father, as he had no DNA evidence. Mr. Woodnick cross-examined. Mr. Woodnick told Dr. Medchill that if he was relying on bad data, the opinion would not be credible. Dr. Medchill said the data that he used was data that he believed to be credible.
Does he also believe Bigfoot exists?
Yeah.
Just because someone's a doctor, I mean, Gringus is a lawyer, and he obviously doesn't know how to lawyer. Just because someone has achieved doctoring or their degree doesn't mean they're a good doctor.
Yeah, and now this exchange is longer. This is the detective summary of it. It was a bit longer than this. Well, they admit Dr. Mitchell's report, and some more exhibits. Mr. Woodnick calls Dr. Samantha Deans via virtual, admits Dr. Deans' CV. Mr. Woodnick asked Dr. Deans if she reviewed Owen's medical records. Dr. Deans indicated that she had. Mr. Woodnick refers to exhibit B41, Dr. Deans' report. Dr. Deans is tendered as an expert. Dr. Deans reported that she had concerns about the legitimacy of some of the records. Mr. Woodnick presented Dr. Deans with exhibit B28, an ultrasound from Owens, and asked if she was aware that it was altered. Dr. Deans indicated that she is. Mr. Woodnick told Dr. Deans that Owens claimed that it was anonymous and from Planned Parenthood and asked for her thoughts. Dr. Deans stated that patients cannot be seen anonymously at Planned Parenthood. Dr. Deans
that would be something that I would be. That would be something that I wouldn't be aware of because they, feasibly see people that maybe don't want to be known or things like that. So, I would assume that maybe they do take people anonymously, having never used their services before. So, obviously.
Dr. Dean was a former director at Planned Parenthood and reported that Planned Parenthood requires identification at the time of the visit. The patient cannot be seen anonymously. Also with ID, no fake name.
Yeah, because if they would have to prescribe you something, they would have to have your real name. So, that makes sense.
Dr. Deans also reported that nothing that she saw in the terms of records indicated that Owens was pregnant with twins. Dr. Deans was referred to Dr. Mitchell's report and disagreed with many of his findings, including the May 20th conception date. Yeah, this part was really interesting to see Dr. Mitchell's more or less being called out as a hired gun.
Yeah, but you would think that he would still have to maintain some kind of look of being a good doctor. I mean, he's taking facts and having to really, really squint to make them fit.
Yeah. Mr. Woodnick admits B41, Dr. Deans' report. Mr. Gindras cross-examined Dr. Deans. Mr. Gindras questioned Dr. Deans regarding HCG levels in the blood. Dr. Deans reported that the HCG could come from a variety of sources. Yeah, it was longer than this.
Well,
Let's
I
just say
do
that.
wonder if the polycystic ovarian syndrome diagnosis was also a kind of way to explain these HCG reports without it being fraud, because certain women with polycystic ovarian can have a positive pregnancy test, but it's simply their hormones are way out of whack. So maybe that was the reason that she spontaneously came up with PCOS as a diagnosis.
Yeah, but then in the criminal case, when they did it was a very funny video watching the Owens home get raided back in January of 2025. And so they have built this case against Laura for quite some time, where they found this weight clinic, where she bought HCG to inject herself with. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I have never actually I've heard of people using HCG as a weight loss. It just made me feel gross and tired and nauseous. But then I gained weight because I was eating all the carbs. So it's never worked as a weight loss product for me.
No, I many years ago, well, maybe not that many years ago. It was years ago. I got this supplement that you powder in milk, shake it, and I got this in vanilla flavor. And I found out that it tastes really good on ice cream. So no apparent weight loss. Just really, really fucking expensive vanilla cream.
And
I'm-
I'd like to see her diagnosis. I doubt she was diagnosed, but I'm not a doctorologist, but she does not have any of the typical kind of signals that a doctor would say, you know what, maybe we should test your hormones.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then Eckert takes the stand. Eckert agreed that he participated in and signed the pre-trial statement. Eckert testified that Owens targeted him on LinkedIn. She asked to do real estate. They exchanged contact information. She became flirtatious. She sent him provocative photos. He told her to come over. He showed her homes the next day. Mr. Woodnick asked if he had sex with Owens. Eckert said absolutely not. He reported that she performed oral on him 2 times in one night, and that's all. You fucking stud.
Let's see. Mr. Woodnick asked if he's heard other versions of this. Eckert said he's heard many versions, including that he was not consensual with her or that he was too high to recall. Eckert says he recalls everything from that night. You know what's going to be funny is when Back to the Future, the remake, is Clayton going to Clayton, telling him to not show real estate to Laura.
Oh, I need to send that idea to Megan Fox.
Because I would watch the hell out of that. Imagine like Back to the Future Part 2 is like, there really were twins, Clayton. Holy crap, your kids are messed up. You know?
Yeah, I'm sending that idea to Megan.
Let's see. Mr. Woodnick asked if he had been not consensual with her. Eckert stated he had not. Eckert reported that he had finished in her mouth both times. After the second times, Owens ran into the bathroom. Now, Eckert denied that any of either dribble or full-on spurt went down there. Eckert reported that the following day he told Owens that he had crossed a professional boundary and that would never happen again. Now, according to Eckert, Owens became very agitated and started crying and asked him to give her a chance. Eckert stated that 4 days later she claimed that she could possibly be pregnant. Eckert denied that his penis ever went inside Owens. God, imagine being on the witness stand and you're like, yes, I swear on the Bible. And you're like, so, peen and vajah? Just like at this point, we should just have this in the transcript. And he can say, no, here. Like he pointed to the doll where this.
Oh.
Mr. Woodnick admits Exhibit B3. I thought they were going to say a photo of said tunnel he'd never been at. Like, shit, no, that looks like a Sarlacc pit. I've never seen it. Only in Return of the Jedi. Text messages from Owens. Eckert testified to the extreme amount of contact from Owens to include his parents, friends, and business associates. Eckert reported that Owens was claiming that he was a deadbeat and not supporting her through the pregnancy of the twins. Mr. Woodnick admitted Exhibit B7, an email from Owens that Owens denied sending. In this email, Owens references her tight vagine.
Yeah, she actually did that. She hasn't been with anybody for so long that she's, basically, it's interesting how she tries to get him to.
When responding to Mr. Woodnick's question, Eckert stated that the email read that he would have felt how tight her vagine was, and he might change her mind. Eckert surmised that she was stating that he had never been in her vagine and they didn't have penetrative sex. Now, Mr. Woodnick admitted Exhibit B6, an email from Owens. Dear God, what is this now? Referring to Exhibit B6, Eckert stated that email dated June 28th, 2023, Eckert read the email titled, "Having the baby if I don't hear back tonight." That's a way to get a response at least. You know, you have like a chain email that you want someone to really respond to. Mr. Woodnick, referring to Exhibit B11, then he admitted B11, the ultrasounds. Mr. Woodnick, referring to Exhibit B11, asked if Owen sent him ultrasounds during this time period. Eckert stated that she did, and that B11 is the ultrasound that he received from Owens. Eckert described how he knew it came from Owens. Eckert testified that this was an ultrasound video that came from a YouTube video from 7 years ago. Eckert stated he has seen 3 separate ultrasound videos. And Mr. Woodnick admitted Exhibit 28, an ultrasound video. Good Lord. Can we send this woman to destabilize foreign countries? Like, forget the CIA, forget dark finances, just send Laura Owens to a locality and it will never be the same.
Now I know how J.K. T.Boe can make such incredible memes. Eckert testified that he received this from Bonnie Platter, the California attorney. Mr. Woodnick stated that Owens testified that she did not use this video in any court proceedings, but it was admitted by Owens through her counsel as an exhibit at the February 2nd, 2024 deposition of him, Eckert. Eckert reported that his deposition was posted on YouTube by Owens or her lawyer.
Wait, so Clayton can't say anything about her or post anything because it's mean and harassment. But if she posts things of him, A-okay? Just checking the rules.
Yeah. Mr. Woodnick asked about Owens' deposition. Eckert reported that Owens did not show up for a first deposition. Mr. Woodnick asked what happened a day or two before Owens' second deposition. Eckert stated that she threatened to extort him for $1.4 million in order for him to drop the deposition and end the case entirely. Yeah, she threatened to sue, do anything, yada, 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 for 1.4 if they forced her to attend the deposition. Mr. Woodnick admits Exhibit 55, the extortion letter from Owens.
Please tell me it was cut up with magazine letters and like a glue stick.
Yeah. The hearing concluded at this time. So I wish Judge Mada had made this into a 2-day ordeal, but everything became so tight. Dun, dun, dun. With time. Because Laura Owens on the stand was an experience. She took her time. They had to drag most of the answers out of her.
Have we made sure that she and Lynette aren't related? Because I have a feeling that her deposition and Lynette's deposition are very similar. Does she yell, "My kid fell down," during it? Because I think
mother
they might be
is
the
dead.
Same.
My mother is not dead.
Nick, holy shit. The Back to the Future thing makes perfect sense. Lynette is Laura in the future. It is Biff. She is Biff. We figured... Fuck myself. I figured everything out. Screw the theory of everything. I beat you, Hawkins. I figured it out.
Yeah, because it makes sense. After this, Laura can't make a living, so she becomes a stripper.
Yes.
And she becomes Lynette.
This makes all the sense in the world. We have finally figured out everything. I expect my Nobel Peace Prize tomorrow.
Jeez. Oh. Well, in her ruling, Judge Mara made her finding on June 17th, 2024, finding for Eckert. Judge Mara also ordered the Maricopa County Attorney's Office to conduct an investigation regarding Owens for perjury and tampering with evidence.
I love that it's like this investigation continues. It's like a little
This is
like
a
cliffhanger.
dun, dun,
Dun.
cliffhanger. This investigation continues. And that is actually a really good place to stop for today.
Yeah.
This investigation continues. Yeah, it
That's
does.
a threat.
Because we are currently at page 49 out of 118. Now, a bunch of that may be evidence and stuff like that. So I don't really know how.
This is going to be. When is this supposed to actually be starting? Or is it on the docket yet? Or are
Yeah,
they
it
still in
is on the docket. I mean, the trial was supposed to start now in January, but it got postponed because the criminal case, her parents paid for her first lawyer right before they filed for bankruptcy. And then in December, he had to recuse himself. So now she's fuck out of luck and no money. She was declared indigenous. She was declared poor.
How? But
so now she has a public defender.
Well, that's interesting that she was able to produce documentation that she was indigent, but not documentation to further her bankruptcy.
Yeah, exactly. And in the bankruptcy case, they are still trying to make her get us the fucking papers.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to understand, how she can be declared indigent when they can't even get her to produce her records for the bankruptcy.
Well,
but I mean,
well, that I believe she was declared that during her parents her parents actually had still had a bankruptcy case, but that was dismissed because they, to the shock of nobody, refused to produce documents.
It will be interesting if a mental health component like not competent to stand trial is brought forward, because I can see that very quickly being used.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, this case is so screwed up. And
yeah,
Laura can't stop lying. And
no, I mean, it's almost pathological. I mean, you're on the stand and she's like, you agreed to this and you agreed to this. Now, one can't happen. Both of these things cannot be true at the same time. Yes.
So like, I got here from Jen, the couch fairy, July 26, which would be close to the anniversary of her alleged miscarriage.
That's the gross thing too.
Yeah.
Like, all these things are really quite sad when they happen in reality.
Yeah.
And she's using that as a veil to cover up her human dumpster water behavior.
Yeah. And all that because she found out that after a certain week you have to produce a death certificate and everything. And even if it was in July, a miscarriage, you have to go to the doctor. That's not, one of the things, because I have 4 sisters, I have friends, I have everything. Sadly, I know that there will be stuff left inside after a miscarriage that has to come out.
Yeah, and it's a terribly sad thing that a lot of people don't even talk about because it is so sad. And here she is using it, and
I passed some things like it's fucking nothing.
Yeah, and whether you agree or disagree with termination, it's still a big choice. It's not something you hold over someone's head because they don't want to date you. It's just so gross.
Yeah. And within all of this, you have the against Mike Maraschini, the first known case back in 2016, where she gaslit him back and forth all the time with, well, I took the termination pills, but it only worked partially, so I'm still pregnant. And so she claimed to poor Mike that she did that 4 times. And then once he finally left, he got involved with his now wife, and she filed this TRO against him and kept harassing him for the next decade.
And sadly, this is one of the first cases that is going to go to trial, that's going to
Yeah.
make this criminal, but it needs to be punished. These things are, this isn't, just, oh, well, I'm punishing my ex or what have you, or he wouldn't date me, he needs to be taught a lesson. This is seriously screwing with people's lives, and
Yeah.
it cannot be tolerated.
Yeah, I mean, this is up there with the women who accuses sports people for rape. They sometimes get convicted, and years later, oh, sorry, I lied to get you into trouble. And nothing happens to that cunt. And he has had his entire career ruined.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because we have people, I mean, you see it with the Rittenhouse, like the first trial I actually watched. There are still people that think he shot down people of color, black people, in the middle of the street. There are still going to be people out there who haven't figured out this case, who think Clayton unconsensually now, because of what she's put out there, attacked this woman and then, was a deadbeat, dragged her through things. So
I mean,
there are still people that believe Amber Heard.
Yeah. Granny Smith asked, will she actually get jail time? We pondered around that a couple of months ago. If she takes a plea deal, she might avoid jail time.
Yes
Because
and no.
it's first offender. Just
Yes
to
and no,
get
because
it, but I don't think she will, because she's incapable of admitting, even if she knows she's lying, it's their fault, not
she
mine,
will
that
be
I'm lying. I have
offered
to do this because they are doing this to me.
she will be offered a plea. I think she's going to do the Sarah Boone thing. But I
Yeah.
also think that there's a big possibility that she won't be offered a plea. We are
Yeah.
post Me Too. We saw
Yeah.
the Me Too movement weaponized and men's lives ruined over false or very tenuous accusations.
Yeah.
And this is the swing back of that. And I don't think that we're going to see her be offered a plea deal, because I think that if this is at all political, whoever is the DA doing this is going to want to show that justice is a level playing field, that if you're
Yeah.
a man or a woman, I'm not going to tolerate this.
Yeah. So
So
my prediction is, if she's offered a plea deal, she might avoid jail time. I don't think she will accept a plea deal, because she said it's everybody else's fault but hers. And she probably believes she could bullshit herself through this criminal as well, because she's been doing it all her life and getting away with everything.
I think it's going to be a rude awakening, because I think she is going to very much mirror Sarah Boone. So she is going to try to get the lawyers, and I think she's had sympathetic lawyers, not to cast dispersion on ethics for officers of the court, allegedly. But she is going to run into the Sarah Boone problem, where she is going to ask these lawyers to do unethical things, and they're going to recuse themselves. And she's going to have to go pro se, which I am here for.
Often wonder what happened to make her this way. I would say her mother.
Yeah, it's a unique pathology.
I mean, Clayton, in his interview with Megan Fox, says, if you think, more or less, if you think Laura is bad, her mother is worse.
I mean, it would be interesting, but would you get a straight story from anyone in the family as to what actually happened so you could do a kind of clinical diagnostic? No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another reason why you need to see that entire hearing, the doctor, the doctor expert, men are like basketball players. They dribble before they shoot.
Now, I would like to explain that I read all of the mommy smut from like aliens to cowboys. Never in the history of all these smexy romance novels with Fabio on the cover has that ever been a sentence that led to a woman ever feeling aroused. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Human reproduction, isn't it gross and wonderful? The things I learned on the internet today.
All right, folks. Now, Mo, you are going live in 15 minutes.
Yes, we are going to be cruising through day 4 of the Paul Canero case. The defense is, in theory, lawyers. They are. I know that I guess the defense in the Banfield or the au pair trial is just as bad. This defense is terrible, and it's like that we went from having a really great defense in Uvalde and the state was awful to the state being really good in New Jersey and the defense being awful.
Yeah.
So the judge is going to lose his mind. That's basically why we're covering it, because every time we were on Uvalde, I would just get a pop-up from Court TV. Judge admonishes defense again. Judge loses patience with defense. And I was like, if we're going to have a Borowski moment, I'm there.
Yeah. So, take a 15-minute break, visit the big boy's room, grab a snack, grab something, a drink of choice, and we'll see everybody over at Mo's in 15 minutes.
Yes.
But
Thank you,
folks,
guys.
Thank you for enduring this with us.
Yes.
We still have 69 pages left.
We did not plan this, but sometimes miracles happen. Thank you, Laura.
This was not planned.
That's what she said.
Folks, see you over at Mo's. Have a good one.